In this video, I wanted to show you how I make Google Form quiz assignments that can be automatically graded, which can then be easily transferred into School Loop. The first step is, of course, to set up your Google Form quiz correctly. Now, the key that you want to pay attention to is in the settings mode up here. There are some settings you want to make sure that are turned on. First, make sure that collect email, actually the very first thing you want to do is go over to quizzes and make sure that make this a quiz is turned on. Then there are some other settings that I like to check. The first one is restrict users to the Vacaville Unified School District and its trusted organizations, because it's our school district. I also limit it to only one response. This means that a student can submit a score or submit questions, and then it makes it very easy for their score to be transferred into Google Classroom. I also turn on response receipts, and I make sure that they're always turned on. That way students will always get a record emailed to them of what their response was. Depending on the assignment, I either do or don't turn on edit after submit. This allows students to go back and change their answers. I like to do this for formative assignments so students can learn from their mistakes and try again. In presentation mode, it doesn't really matter what you do. Quiz mode, this is where it's largely subjective. As long as make this a quiz is turned on. During distance learning, I leave this unchecked, turn on lock mode. I do not want that because not everyone is using a Chromebook that's distributed by our district. However, I make sure that it immediately after submission is turned on, especially if it's a Google form that only has automatically graded questions like multiple choice. I like to turn on missed questions and point values. I don't really like to turn on correct answers. Otherwise, that doesn't give any students the reason to try to figure out where they went wrong before resubmitting it. Then I click Save. Now it's all ready to go. After you've made sure that every question has a right answer, I also like to make sure that required questions are turned on, so in that way they don't accidentally skip something. And you can see that every point has something that's assigned to it. You can see the total points up here. It's ready to go. Now, I'm going to go into my Google Classroom and turn this into an assignment. In my Google Classroom, what I can do is I can click the Create button and then click Make Assignment. I'll do one very quickly right now. Now that I've created the assignment and have put in the titles and instructions, now it's a matter of attaching the Google form to this assignment. I'm going to go into Add and click on my Google Drive. Because it was the most recent assignment, or the most recent file that I was editing, it should be the very first thing up here. If not, you can go into your drive and find where you originally created it. Then I'll click Insert. Now it's important that this is the only attachment that you have for this Google Form quiz assignment. Otherwise, it's not going to know where to look to find the scores. Make sure the grade importing is turned on. This is the magic setting. Now, all you have to do is just set it to be however you want for your normal organizational categories. I like to have it turned on to both of the classes that I have this term in a formative, and also I like to have it so that the full points, there we are, so that the full points for the assignment are as many points as they can earn in the assignment. I'll set the due date to be tomorrow or the next day, and then make sure that the category is as you want it. And now it's ready to assign. Students will see this. And after a moment, it publishes. So now students are ready to take this, and they'll be able to instantly see their scores. And because of the edit response feature is turned on, they'll be able to learn from their mistakes and try again. Now, after students have submitted this, I'm going to show another assignment that I haven't quite graded. Well, I've graded some, but I haven't graded all. This assignment was graded. You could see that I had 15 students, or that I graded 15 students, and after I did that, 5 more turned it in. There are still 12 that haven't done that yet. So I'm going to show you how to automatically import their scores from this Google form into this Google Classroom assignment. If you click View Assignment, then make sure that you're in the Student Work tab. If you see instructions, make sure you click Student Work. This was the Import Grades feature that we just mentioned. This is the magic setting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Import Grades. It will ask me, are you sure you want to import grades for this assignment? Importing grades will overwrite the current grades in School Loop. Yes, I want to click Import. And after it's done, it uploads, as you can see on the left, it uploads in this category the drafts of those assignments. It doesn't matter if you've already returned assignments to students at this point. You can do this as frequently as you want. You can even do it if it doesn't show that it's turned in any new assignments. Then what I do is I click All Students, and I click Return. Now that I've clicked the Return button, you can see that there are no assignments left turned in, and instead they've been graded. That's really important that you click Return, so in that way those assignment scores can be transferred into Google Classroom, as we talked about in the previous video. So I hope that this helps save a lot of time, so that you can have some assignments that are automatically graded, and then easy to import their scores into School Loop.